So what's the history of the Math Science Building? Built by the WPA in 1936. WPA was the Workers' Progress Administration, and that was federally funded. The building was a math and science building. There was actually a demarcation on where there were science rooms and where there was the math classrooms. What people don't realize was that there was a dungeon. There wasn't an attic, but there was a dungeon. And the dungeon was on the science side. If you didn't know, you'd walk right by it. It was a door, just like any other door, but you had to know that was the way to the dungeon. And so going into the dungeon, there was a lot of history. We found things that were pre-World War II there, which was normal because that building was built in the 30s. But there were things that they did. They had haunted houses down there. There was a tunnel access down there. But as far as the noises and the ghosts that were in the building, it would only happen at night. A lot of people would tell me, no, the building's built of wood and it's just creaking. But the truth is, no. The shell of that building was concrete. And a good example is those three seats that are sitting here in the new quad. Because that was a corner of the wall. You can actually see how thick the wall was and how thick the ceiling was. I can point that out to you at another time. But as far as sounds, the building wasn't made of wood. So it wasn't wood making those sounds. I think the neatest part of the building wasn't even used. There was a room, if you remember class number 51, that had a wood floor and tables that you would sit at, and it had been modified. It had been modified in the last part of the 90s. There was a room that was about 10 feet long. The room was actually 10 feet larger, and there was a chalkboard. And the chalkboard had one attached to the wall, but you could reach up and pull another chalkboard down, and you could write on that, and then you could reach and pull another chalkboard down. And that's one of the things that would strike me was that when I would go there, I know that the second board was down, but when I would go in, either the third board was down or both the boards were up where they belonged. During the demolition of the building, it was brought back that it was a little theater. Room 51 was the only room in the whole building that had a wood floor. And I questioned that. The reason it had a wood floor was because it had steps. It would go like 6-inch steps. And you would have chairs there, and then that's where that